Hi, welcome everyone, and especially the person that I'm making this video for, because it's the first time that I make a video in English, and well, I hope that you will enjoy that my bloody accent is not so disturbing you, but let's go. What do we have on the screen? This is Tabletop Simulator, and this is a quick guide to enter and play the game. I will try to make it very quick, very easy with the main things that you need. So do we have here the main screen where we can join a game that is already existing. We can filter by the server name, but the game itself, or by the person who is creating the game. So for example, here we have already Pollo that I was looking before, just to give an example. Or we can look for the game, for example, Hoodbear, that is the 40k. Then also, I mean, we have, as we said, the host. So for example, Manu, we can see. And if there are more Manus, we will see. You see, we select the same of the like the Pollo. So sorry, Manu, to take you an example. For example, Renek is only one, is in Chinese, etc. So this is to join a game, very easy. Then here we have configuration. Best is not touch anything except this mod catching. This mod catching you will need to select or unselect when we are charging a mod and the mod is not loading good, but the rest of the people watch all the elements of the game. Yeah, on that case, then we will need to deactivate, leave the game, and enter again in the game. Not exit from tabletop, just leave the session that we are entering in. So graphics, to adjust your graphics, sound, if you want to reduce the game volume, the music, as we can talk through the game, so the voice input, output, if we want pause to talk, whatever. The controls, this is if you want to change some of the controls. I recommend not to do, because then with these generic tutorials you can also play with them. So here we have different settings. Also we have the VR settings, because this game is compatible with VR. The last time that I was trying, it was not so good, but now seems that it's better, and now that is coming the 2.0, seems that they will speed up on that. And if you block some players that were disturbing you entering the game or whatever. Here, this is a small tutorial that we can do through the game that they will explain to you. It's in English. Also, you can change the language of the game depending which language do you speak. On the interface, I think that it is it. I don't remember, but yeah, you can change the game language. What it was, I don't remember what it was. Custom, okay, sound, obviously not. Interface, should be an interface, but I don't remember. Okay, I have in English, so no issue. And then we can create a game. When we create a game, we can make a single game. If we are going to play alone, any game that is only for one player. Obviously, we have a multiplayer when we are going to create a game with our friends online, and then if we are going to play on the same computer with our friends, we can play the hot seat. On the hot seat, the problem is this is a competitive game where when you have cars that should be hidden from the others, you will maybe not be able to do it perfectly, because then between you change and the other person is coming, when you click to pass the turn, you can see something that maybe destroys a little bit the emotion of the game now. So let's go to multiplayer. So here you put the name of your game. Here you put if it's public, if this is only for friends, needs to be your friends on Steam, or if only with the invitation. So you have to invite these people. Then the password that you can set up, and then the number of players that you allow on the table. And then we create the server. When we create the server, we'll have this screen where we have the classic games like chess, like cards, dice, whatever. So this is basic games that you can just to manipulate the tabletop. Here we have the DLCs. This is DLCs that are needs to be paid to be used them. I have a couple of them. Then we have the workshop. This is the main source where you are going to obtain your games. In the workshop, they are them all for free. So you see how big is the quantity of games that I have. and this is crazy. This is crazy. We will talk later about the workshop, but at the end of the game, how to add all these games in your workshop list here in tabletop, and then save and load. You can save a game that you need to finish, or just only because you want to save this game. I don't know, because it's the end of the campaign and you want to save to keep the details. Also, be careful because the game also will make saves automatically in case that something is crashed and you need to reload in the game and you don't lose the last updates. Yeah? Okay, so let's go, for example, in workshop. Let's take, for example, I don't know, Gilded Realms. What we have here, so we have the table and we have PDF components, means that this is scanned and this is very, very close to the reality. So here we see this is a strategic game where we need to grow up our empire. Here we have the different lands and so on. So this script, so this mod is very well done. It's not scripted. We have others. We will show one that is scripted, for example. We have different things that obviously is easier to make the setup on here, because normally the setup is done than if you need to do on physical games. So this is one of the advantages. The other one is like the lovers of the board games say that needs to be physical. You need to touch the components and feel them. Okay, so it's depending. But if you have no people, you have no group of people that is playing board games and you cannot play, this is a very good option. For example, COVID was incredible. Not incredible, I mean, the experience with the tabletop was incredible because the community was so huge as we were not allowed to leave the house. So basic controls of tabletop. So for example, if we press the right button, we can move the table on this perspective. If we press the middle button of the mouse, we can move the table like that. So we have a fixed point and then we move like that. With the oops, sorry, I don't know what happened, but this is, I think I got a virus. Okay, let's continue. So WASD, if you have QWERTY keyboard, will help you to move through the table like that. Very useful. This I use oftenly. And then you can make the zoom with the mouse roll. Yeah? You can go up and down. Scroll down, scroll up. If you are loose on the table or whatever, you don't know where you are because you will start to make it stupid, you press space and you are coming to the center. What else do we have? We have a lot of components. You see, this is a game with a lot of components where we can take things. So if we press the left button, the left button, yeah, and you keep press, you have it and you hold till you are leaving the, you stop to press the button, obviously. If we want to take more components, we can keep this in the hand, and with the right button we can click and then we can take several components. Yeah. If when we have several components we launch them, there are physics on the game, so be careful because you can destroy something. Yeah. Okay. What else do we have? We have also cards. What can we do with the cards? With the cards we can take them. If you make a click very quick and you move, it's a little bit complicated when you are with the pad of the laptop, but when you get the point, it's very easy. Then we take only one card. If we keep pressing, we take them all. Yeah. So we can move them and then we can launch. You see, when you are placing on the same part, they are stuck in all together. But if you launch, for example, like that, if we have a mess, we can select them all, and with the G, we place them back. But the cards has two faces, right? This is the normal face. With the F we flip. Be very careful if you has been selected something, because if you flip, you will flip everything that is selected. So after a selection, I recommend to click in the middle of the table in nowhere, and then you will unselect what has been selected. So with the flip, with the F we can flip. What happens when we need to have cards that are hidden from other players? So it's quite easy. For example, if we put the hand, not click, so this is the hand that you use to click with the mouse. I have this hand here, and then with the numbers, for example, if I need 5 cards, I place 5, and then 5 cards will come. In this case, I press 4. I'm dyslexic, okay, no issue. And then those cards are coming to my hand. Here is hidden for everyone except if the table is prepared for the cards, could be, but normally it's hidden from anyone. If I change, for example, to another color, you will see in this case that those cards are visible, but in other games is not the case. Okay, so this game, the peculiarity maybe is that you can see them, but in other games this is not happening. Okay, the hand is hidden and you cannot see it. Look, for example, this one is hidden. This is strange. Only one card is hidden. In some cases, the card is well, okay, I will not enter on that. Normally, it's not happening that, okay? When you are in another player, you cannot see. Also, for example, when we have a card and we need to read it, or we have explanation tile or whatever, and you want to read it, if you press Alt left, it will come bigger. And if you scroll with the mouse, with the roll, you can make bigger to read the card without need to be making zoom and then everyone with the hand and you cannot read anything. So you press Alt, you can read the card, and then you have Defiant Realm, your resources, provinces, at least, blah 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 blah. Okay. So this is about cards, easy peasy, no big deal. What about dice? No, this is another big element in any board game. With the dice, we can select one. Okay, we can take one. We can select both, 2, 3, 4, whatever we want, and then with the R, we are launching the dice. Yeah, easy peasy. Later, another thing important that we have with the cards is, for example, you see what is happening. I'm pressing with the E and with the Q to move this, but as I have selection, everything is moving. I don't need to have the hand over or whatever, just only selected, or I need to have the hand over and when the hand, but this is a little bit risky because you see that I'm touching another component. Anyway, so it's very important after selection you unclick. Another thing is important is, for example, to roll the cards, and you say, wow, but this is taking a lot. Okay, here you can increase the angle of rotation and we will rotate faster. Yeah. Here, this man, we need also to be careful because this is when you are taking something, how much you put it. So you see the difference between this and this. Here was only like very close, and if I go up, this is very up. In this case, the difference is not so huge, but in other games is higher. So let's be careful with that. You see here, and then let's go up, and you see now. Yeah, okay. So about components, mainly that's it. For example, we have the manual. We will have the option, like in this case, to move to the pages, to the different pages. This is, for example, this is not a page because this is the evolution of our lands, but in some cases we can do that, and then the game is just like that. We take the cards, we can place whatever. You when you are placing, you see that there is a shadow. In the shadow is the place where the card will be, so it is helping you to know where you are going to locate the components that you will take. For example, this one, so look, this one I would like to place here, so like this, it's perfect. Some of the cases, they are with the magnet, and then when you are moving, automatically this is placed. This is not the case here, so we use the shadow. Okay, let's go for the menu, and then we jump very quickly to the workshop. In the menu, here in games, we select the games, objects, we can add some objects, so components, tables, backgrounds. Normally, for example, if you want, you can add a tablet. This is very funny because then in the tablet you can go, for example, to YouTube to see one video, or you can go to look for a manual that is not in the game. So for example, if we go to YouTube, we go to Astaroth 69, you see, and here is my channel, and I can see the videos, not the streamings, but the videos that I was recording. For example, this is from Escape from Tarkov, and you see, I can see that. You have the sound, you have everything.
Let's get out of here, because I'm gonna die.
Yeah, so, okay. Music, we can place, we can put the MP3 music, playlist, whatever. Then, for example, in the notebook, we can add, we can write whatever options. So I will not enter here. Don't touch many things. Modding neither, and flip. This is to flip the table. Don't do it. And then let's go very quickly for the workshop, where we are going to get all this game. So we come here in Steam. We go from the beginning. Let's go. Hopla. Let's go at the beginning. We go to community, workshop. In the workshop, we look for Tabletop Simulator. Here we select here, we click to search for it, and then here we have all the games. If we want board games, we have here, and then when you want the game, just you click here, and this is add to your workshop. So here you see Oliver Benji, we click on load, and the game is loading. Very easy. That's it. And like that, you can find all the games that you want. So I think that I didn't miss anything. I wanted to be very quick, but if you want extended information, you are welcome in my Discord channel, or contact me directly or write me in the box comments here in YouTube. So thank you very much. Kisses, love, and keep in touch. Bye bye.